Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to another Reader's Magnet featured author interview. My name is Mark, and I'm going to be your host for today. And together with me is one of the Reader's Magnet featured authors, here to share her story as an author and the reason behind her book. Everyone, please help me welcome Cynthia J. Giachino. Hi, Cynthia. How are you today?
Hello, Mark. I'm doing good. Thank you.
That is great. All right. I just want to say thank you so much for attending our interview for today, and we are so happy to have you here. We're so grateful that you chose our platform to share your story with the world. And to be honest with you, Cynthia, I'm really, really excited to have this interview with you because I just can't wait to know more about the reason behind this book, amazing book, and your story. But before all of that, Cynthia, can you please introduce yourself to our audience right now?
Okay, well, I'm Cynthia Giachino, and I am the author of Quiet Fear, and it is my autobiographical novel. So it's a
Hmm.
story about my life using a character to tell it. You want more?
I'm so sorry. The screen got lagging was lagging. All right. Anyways, thank you so much for that, Cynthia. I'm really interested about your book because when I was searching about you and I was able to read the synopsis of this book, and I was able to see that it's really a very serious type of topic, and
Mhm.
it's very personal to you, and I want to know more about it. Can you please walk us through the inspiration before you wrote this book, or what's the reason behind you writing this book? What triggered you to write this book?
There, it was always a dream of mine from the time I was probably a junior in high school. My
Mm-hmm.
literature teacher uh, really is the person who taught me how to take my thoughts from my head and my thoughts from my heart and to put it on paper. He saw me
Mm-hmm.
struggling emotionally in school, and he didn't know what was my problem, and I wasn't going to tell him. But he gave me a notebook and he started me with journaling what I was thinking. And that always inspired, I always thought that I was going through these things in life. Being abused in many different areas of emotions, sexual, physical, and being groomed for child pornography. And it was a big secret in my life. And he helped me open up to write about that, even though I burnt it, but I was getting it out. And that was a very healing thing to do. And later in life, I wanted to share it with the world because there's so much to learn about victims of trauma, as if whether no matter what age, but especially as a child, and how important it is for us to be aware and to have a basis of a learning point on what to look for and what to watch for in people we love.
Wow, wow. Opening up this type of story or your past to the public is really takes a lot of courage, and I'm really amazed by that you are willing to share this to everyone just for them to to anyway, is this book all about like giving hope for everyone? Like, is this what the book is all about? I just want to know more about it first.
Yes, it's
uh,
it's actually I'm not
just
telling my story, I'm
mm-hmm.
showing my story. And I'm showing
Right.
it through a story. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's a story that can be emotional, it can be
Mm-hmm.
it, but it's a powerful story, and it's a lot about learning self-awareness, and it's a lot about um, coming to a point in your life where you don't want to be broken anymore and you
True.
want to fix it and you want to have your life back so that you can be a better part of society. And there's a lot in the story. It goes from the time I was born till the time, well, till I became a senior citizen. So I'm covering a lot of decades, and I'm working with the reader. I'm leading them through this journey of twists and turns and ups and downs. There's a lot of
Mhm.
hope in it. There's a lot of
Mhm.
healing in it. So it's very well balanced. It doesn't all become dark. It
Mhm. Mhm.
light episodes too.
Ah, all right, that's great. Now kind of have, a vision about what the book is really all about. Now, I'm really interested about the story of this book. So you said that it's like a story, but your story, but on another point of view, right?
Um,
And yeah,
it's a character telling my story.
all right. So that okay, so that would lead me to my next question. In Quiet Fear, your book, the biographical story of your life, you create a character named Lily.
Yes.
That yeah, and then can you tell me what is her main motive throughout this story?
The motive changes for Lily because I introduced the reader to Lily when she's being born. So, as a
Mhm.
child, Lily's motive was to survive. She was a very fearful, scared, quiet little girl, and she just wanted to survive. I wanted to survive.
Mhm.
And as I grew into my teen years, I wasn't as worried about survival as I was wanting to just fit in and feel normal with other kids.
Mhm.
And so during that time, the motive for Lily is to just try to be like everybody else,
Mhm.
which doesn't work too well for her because she's not like everybody else. And I wasn't like, so it's me. Lily is me. And
Mhm.
she ends up in her teen years going through some denial, and she takes a lot of that out on her parents. And then as an adult, Lily grows in shame and guilt. She is really struggling with coming to terms with everything that has happened. And
Mhm.
that's when she starts to look for answers. Why? Why did this happen? How come? What did I do? Did I do anything? And then she starts to heal. And there's a little bit of revenge there too. Because
Wow. Okay.
I, but it's not an I'm not going to say much about the revenge
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
a lot of people think of revenge as always,
A good thing or
mean
what?
and aggressive. I found a different way to find my revenge.
That's great. That's great.
But
So
find
yeah, so I understand that this book or Quiet Fear is a personal and takes a lot of courage to write. But while you were writing this book, Cynthia, did you experience any like struggles while writing the book?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh my
Um,
God, can you
there,
tell us more about it?
there were uh, lots of tears. Um,
For sure.
there, there was a lot of. Sometimes I would get a little anxious. Many times I would not sleep at night,
Oh. Mm-hmm.
the memories, the triggers. It took me 6 years and to completely finish the story. And before that 6 years, I've had a lot of therapy in my life. So I had what we call a toolbox. And
Mm-hmm.
it's in our toolbox are different strategies that we have learned from different therapists and counselors and all kinds of people. And
Mm-hmm.
so I had to have that toolbox. I don't think I could have written this story as raw as it is and as intimate as it is in my younger years. I needed to have my healing occur first, but it did. It had triggers, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy
For
path.
sure, for sure. Wow, that's amazing. Well, I'm sure it was a hard time, and I'm really amazed that you managed to, overcome all of those struggles and then managed to produce this amazing book.
The
Now, that
message
this is
was important. The message kind of
Mhm.
led me through all those hard times.
Mm-hmm. Now, in the layout of your life story, Cynthia, you include therapy sessions between Lily and Dr. Briggs. What is the reasoning behind this?
Okay, so Dr. Briggs is introduced in the beginning of the story. Lily is about 34, 35 years old, and she's a new mother, and she's struggling with motherhood. I was struggled with motherhood, and I had to come to an agreement with myself that to be the mother I wanted to be, I had to reach out for help. So at first I was going to separate into two books, the therapy and the story. And then I
Mhm.
decided to entwine them and twist them into one book. And I have worked with some book clubs, and they love Dr. Bricks and they love the therapy sessions. And I said, well, I wasn't going to put them in. And they said, oh, no, 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 no. Don't ever take them out, because they felt it was a wonderful, smooth transition between talking about a memory of abuse, and then I would go into a therapy session which would help explain that abuse and how I, or Lily, my character, how she could work through it. So it was the therapy sessions help the reader move smoothly through the story, gives them an emotional relief, and
Mhm.
that those sessions are where I bring in self-awareness. They learn about their
Mhm.
body, what the body does during trauma, and how you can counteract different trigger responses. And it's a lot of teaching and education and self awareness in the chapters. But it's all done through conversation between Dr. Briggs and Lily.
Oh, okay, okay, I understand now. But I'm curious, Cynthia, what do you want your readers to take away after reading this amazing book?
I would love for readers to feel, when they're done with the story,
Mm-hmm.
feel like, wow, I learned so much about people that live with trauma, and what a road they have to get to be a good part of society and to give something back to society. Um, Awareness is a big one, and conversation is another. We have very little conversation in our world for women and men that have been abused.
Mm-hmm.
um, we have lots of help for Alcoholic Anonymous, AA, but if we could have something like that for people who have survived sexual assault, rape, incest, physical
Mm-hmm.
abuse, emotional abuse, if we could have some place to go where we too could talk about it, but we don't. So this story, if a group of women get together and read this book and they discuss it, that is like making me so happy, because I know that it's going to keep spreading, that we need to listen to one another and we need to learn more from each other.
True, true. Well, as a reader of literature yourself, Cynthia, what do you look for in a book?
Oh, okay. I like drama,
Mm-hmm.
and I like mysteries and clues. I always try to figure out the mystery before the end of the show, and
Mm-hmm.
or before the end of the book, and a little bit of humor. But as in my writing, I'm trying to bring in self awareness and more information about mental health. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I like to read a book. When I'm done with a book, I like to look back and go, wow, I didn't know that. And that tells me it's a good book. When I've learned something from it, then I really enjoy the book.
True, true. Okay, wow, true. I must agree to that, Cynthia, because I too always make sure that the book has this, something deeper or something that I need to learn before I consider it something,
Right.
different or interesting. And I'm sure that this book of yours is something that other readers should have, because it is for sure one of those books that is interesting. And
I wish I
thank you.
would have had this book when I was a young mother or just a teenage, a mother of a teenager. As a teacher, I wish I would have had this book. I believe I could have helped more people.
Wow. Okay, now, Cynthia, thank you so much for all of those. I just want to ask one more question though. What one advice do you want to share to all those people that is, experiencing the struggles that you have experienced before?
You just don't give up. You never can quit. You can never quit. You have to just remember that tomorrow is another day. There will be a tomorrow. I guarantee you, you will have a tomorrow. And we don't know what that tomorrow is going to be. But every day, just remember that if no matter how bad it is, there's a tomorrow. And if tomorrow's bad, you have another tomorrow. And
True.
that's how I moved myself through some of three of the hardest years of my life is just hold on to life. Don't let it go because
Wow.
things will get better. You can heal. You may never be the same, but you learn to accept that. And the new life you have becomes very enjoyable. So it's just hold on, don't give up, keep going. If someone doesn't listen to you, go to another person till you find somebody who
There
does.
are unlimited doors, right?
Yes,
And those pain will actually serve as a lesson to us that we need to learn or experience for us to be better,
right,
right?
right.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that, Cynthia. Now, for
Thank
the
you.
last time, Cynthia, can you please show your book
Okay.
and invite them to buy a copy of your book?
Yes, Quiet Fear by Cynthia J. Giachino. It's at Barnes and Noble, and Reader's Magnet is my publishing company. And I will be attending the Printers Row Lit Fest,
Fast.
which is in Chicago, Illinois, in September the 8th and the 9th, I believe.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I hope to see you there for a book signing. And there's just a lot of activity at our book shows. So please look us up, find our tent, and come and see me. I'd love to see you.
All right. So yes, everyone, that is Cynthia J. Giachino, author of The Quiet Fear. Book is available on Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, and to our website, readersmagnet.com, and go to our bookstore. Again, thank you so much, Cynthia. As we say it here at Readers Magnet, we share your story with the world. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you. Have a good